Sweat again, and today we're going to talk about buying versus leasing, the impact on business lines of credit. You can reach out to me at charles@businessdata123.com or info@businessdata123.com or on our website at businessdata123.com. Also below, we have a lot of free information, how to become bank compliant, which is number one. Number two, we have free information about Quick Start program also on how to get those lines of credit very quickly. You may say, hey, I know all this stuff. I just want to get some, access to a little information. It's all below. But today I'm going to talk about buying versus leasing because often there's a misnomer. And let's say I start with an example. Let's say that you have a bakery. Your bakery's doing pretty good profit margins, everything else, but you see growth. In order to grow, we got to get some bank lines of credit. I'm thinking about getting loans. I'm not quite sure. My personal credit's pretty good. I see this new truck. Oh, it's a great truck. It's called a Ford Astro van. And this Astro van, maybe like $15,000, brand new. And you're like, man, we're going to get this. And it's going to do us really well. And if I buy it, I don't have to worry about payments or anything else like that. So as a business owner, you have to be really judicious about your cash. If you watched the previous videos, you know that I advocate taking cash, any cash that comes in, and putting it aside and using lines of credit. If you are going to get a truck, a big capital piece of equipment, I always suggest that you lease the equipment. And here's the reason why. When you lease the information, it goes into your credit report for the business. So they'll show a piece of equipment that's worth $30,000, $15,000, and that they trusted you enough with this equipment that they'll take payments from you because you're a credit-worthy business. If you buy the truck, even if you buy it as a finance, yeah, that's pretty good, and they'll see the financial terms on it, but it doesn't impact your credit lines as you do if you lease the vehicle. Because if you lease it, you get tax advantages for leasing a vehicle. If you buy the business, you can't hand it back in because it's like, well, it's yours now. You paid for it. If the business goes sideways, guess what? Your business is stuck with this truck you're still trying to buy. If you lease it, it's like, oh, I ain't worried about it. Here's some little money back, and you take back your truck. It was only a commercial lease anyway. See, you always have to be thinking about how is it going to impact my business lines of credit? How is it going to impact my business profile? Leasing is always better than buying. Now, if you're doing it for yourself personally, yeah, you can buy the vehicle. You can have it. Don't worry about making the payments. But as a business, you want to lease. One of the greatest things I learned, especially about leasing, is that there are some places they lease every single item on their premises. One of the things is a hotel. Do you know there's hotels that lease every single item within a hotel property? They lease the sheets, they lease the chairs, the furniture, the beds, they lease the TV, they lease almost everything they can in that property. And the reason why is that they can take all their capital to buy something that's going to depreciate. That van you're buying is going to depreciate. That's number one too. It's a depreciating asset. So why are you going to take the cash of the business and buy something that's depreciating? And it makes no sense. Why not take advantage? I'm not a tax professional. Please, I want to say this ahead of time. Please consult your tax professional about leasing, but they can tell you about all the advantages of leasing versus buying. And especially if you're doing it for a business, they can tell you those advantages there. I want to preface it by saying that because I'm not a tax professional at all. I consult other people about taxes. I don't do it myself, but I do know that when you lease your vehicle, it impacts your business so much better. And let me give you an example. I used another video. I had one of my top people who has over millions of dollars in lines of credit. When they went to the Lexus dealership, which is it's a Toyota corporation, and they looked at the information like, wow, you have great credit on your corporation. He goes, yeah, and they said, and this is his words, not mine, we have never seen such great business credit before. He goes, oh yeah, because he had some insight because he was using our company. And so they said, we'll give you $150,000 in order to lease whatever you want to lease. And because he was doing through the fleet leasing program. And he says, well, I don't need, 3 vehicles or 4 vehicles. I just need one. And they said, okay, because you have such great credit and you do it the way we've taught you, and you did the way I taught him how to do it, he got it for $0 down, and his payments were like $400 on an LS 560 or whatever the top of the line Lexus car was at the time. And he was very, very happy because it cost zero down. He leased the whole thing, and it helped grow his corporation. Because now other companies can see, they call it comparable credit. They said, oh, how much leasing they did? It was $150,000 leasing. Okay, we can give you $80,000 also. We can give you $60,000. We can give you $70,000 and feel good about it, because we know Toyota Motor Corporation just doesn't give out $150,000 to anybody as a line of credit for lease. So therefore, we can trust you. You want that versus saying, oh, I bought it. And buying it is fine if you're going to have it for a long term. But even for long term, I would suggest leasing it, because if you buy it, it starts breaking down, guess what? You got to buy another one. If I lease it and break down, I hand in my lease, I just lease another one. It's easy peasy. Take the tax breaks also. So it's, again, in my personal opinion, from doing this for many, 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 many years, you want to lease versus buy. As many things as you can within your business, you want to lease every single thing as you can. Lease, 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 so you can get the tax advantages, and also that you don't use all your own capital. My philosophy alone right now is that any cash that comes in goes into one account that's not touched. Okay? Because here's the truth, and here's the hard truth. As a friend, and if I was your brother or your brother-in-law, your son-in-law, I'll tell you this. Once that cash is gone, it's gone. And everybody's going to look at you like you boo-boo the fool because you took all the cash and you spent it. No one's going to want to talk to you. The empathy is going to be very low. And they'll look at you like you're the biggest fool to walk the face of the earth. What happened to the $250,000? Well, I spent it on the company. But, well, versus saying, what happened to the business? Well, we had to go under. I had to close it down. And I'm negotiating now with my creditors. Well, where's the money? Oh, yeah, we still have the money here. I got $250,000 here. I'm just not going to give it all to them at the same time because I have other things. I want to make sure we start generating enough capital in order to pay them back. And plus, I need that in order to do something else. I'm just going to give you all my money and then be on the street flat broke. And then my wife probably wants to leave. And the kids will look at me like I'm crazy. And my parents are like, I'm not loaning you any more money because you obviously don't know what you're doing with it. You want to use some wisdom and understanding, in what you do. So that's why you reach out to me. Again, charles@businessdata123.com, info@businessdata123.com. I'm here to help you. A lot of free information below, bank compliance, quick start program. Again, buying versus leasing. In my opinion, you definitely want to lease as a business owner every single thing that you can. Consult your tax professional. They'll probably tell you the same thing too. And if you're going to buy it for long term. If you're going to buy a piece of property, buy it. For long term, because you're going to have a long term. But if you're going to get anything, lease it. There are different things that you can do. You should sit down as a reasonable professional and look at, should we buy this item or should I lease it? This equipment, should I lease it or should I buy it? If I lease it, what are the ramifications? And if I buy it, what are the ramifications? Not only ramifications for using it, but ramifications on how it impacts my business credit. Does it impact it in a positive way or negative way? If I buy it, if I'm impacted in a positive way or negative way? If I buy this item, do I get depreciation on it? Probably so. But do I have to keep it? If it breaks down, can I hand it back in and get another one, brand new one? Or do I have to go out and buy a brand new one again and go from there? So those are questions you have to ask yourself. Every situation is different. But in my opinion, I would lease every single thing that I could. Again, cash goes into the trust account, and that money is just referenced later. Thank you so much for your time. I look forward to helping you, the business owner, get the free information. Follow us here on YouTube. I always got free to say this, but hit subscribe. We have 50, 60, 70 videos coming up, and I look forward to working with you in the near future. Reach out to me. I do one-on-one consulting, business groups, as well as webinars as well too. Thank you so much.